Hello everyone, this is Mehak Upadhyay, a legal internet lexicon company. Today's topic of discussion is a case study. It's generally a case study of Dev Kishan versus Ram Kishan, a case of 2002. So this case is related to the right of an alienation of property by Karta, and its regard with its one of the consequences and of one of the, you can say, the authority is given under the legal necessity of the family. So the case revolves around the legal necessity of the family. So before starting, let's begin. What is the legal necessity? Legal necessity means any necessity of the family that is justified in law. Now, what is justified in law means anything that the law would think that a prudent person under such circumstances would have disposed of his property, and these circumstances could be like clothing, the shelter, the food, the marriages of the daughters and sons, the education purpose, the medical purpose. These all are regards to the legal necessity of the family. For the to prove that the legal necessity actually exists, there must be four conditions that needs to be satisfied. What are these four valid conditions? Are existence of a need or purpose. What the need or purpose is means there, for example, there was a need, or there was a purpose of alienation to for the payment of the debt incurred by the ancestors. Means maybe the son has alienated the property for the purpose of paying the debt that his father had taken, or father had took. uh, Second condition is such requirements for a lawful purpose. What lawful purpose is, it should not be for any gambling purpose, or should not be for some immoral purpose, should not be something against public policy. It should be a lawful one. The family does not possess monetary or alternative resources. It should be besides the purpose, it should be a necessity. Why necessity? Because if the family do have resources to make the payment of that debt, or some other resources by which that urgency could have dealt with, that in those situations, that alienation would not be a lawful one, it would be declared as a void one. The course of action taken by the karta is such as an ordinary prudent person will be taken. As already I said, the act of a karta should be a reasonable one. It should not be an unconsignable bargain. So based on these footnotes, we'll begin with the facts of the case, Dev Kishan versus Ram Kishan. The facts were the simple. The karta of the family was the father of two majors and one of to three minor children. Two were daughters and one was son, and he was a karta of a Hindu joint family. So what he did was he executed two mortgage deed and one sale deed. Two mortgage deed were executed for rupees 400 and 900, while the and the sale deed was executed for rupees only 2000, where the property price was in actual was 16,000. The other members of joint family approached the court for declaring the deed to be a unreasonable one, and that the purpose of the deed was not to satisfy the legal necessity of the family, because no such legal necessity as exist. So, and therefore the plaintiff was not bound to it, because the execution of deed was not a valid one. Based on these contentions, how the lower courts find it the mortgage deed as well as the sale deed was not a valid one, because they give some points. First, the purpose of mortgage deed was for the marriage of two daughters, while the purpose of sale deed was for paying the debt of the mortgage deed, and also for the purpose of the marriage of this minor son. Since the loan was taken was not for the payment of antecedent debt. What is antecedent debt? Is the antecedent debt means the earlier debt, the previous debt. So the lower court held that the debt taken or the sale deed executed was not for the payment of the earlier debt, but for the purpose of the marriages of the minor daughter. Since the marriages of a minor daughter is opposed to the immoral policy based under the Child Restraint Act of 2009, under the Child Restraint Act of 1929, so they cannot be regarded as a legal necessity. Since the sale deed was not executed for the purpose of a legal necessity, so it was held to declared to be a void. Then the respondent agreed with the decisions of the lower courts, approached the Supreme Court, where Supreme Court framed three substantial questions. First one was whether the debt taken by a major family member for the purpose of the marriages of a minor child could be considered as a legal necessity. Second, whether the father for satisfying the earlier mortgages should be considered to have incurred for legal necessity. Third was the sale for satisfying the earlier mortgage debt of the joint Hindu family and for performing the marriage of a minor member of the family was rightly held to be void by the appellate court. So answer to the substantial questions were: first one was regards to the debt taken for the purpose of marriage of minor daughter. The court clearly categorically held that the minor's marriage are immoral, are opposed to opposed to public policy, and it was prohibited under Child Restraint Act of 1929. So as the debt incurred for the same purpose would not be a valid debt, and thus it could not be considered as a legal necessity. Answer to the second question was given as since the antecedent debts means the debt which was taken previously and was independent of the present or current transactions. Since in the current situation it was proved that the debt were taken for the purpose of minor daughters and children and was not for the purpose of payment of previous debt, so it was held that the payment of antecedent debts was not held, and thus it was not considered as a valid debt. Third question: the sale for satisfying the mortgage debt. Since the mortgage deed was not the valid deeds, and the sale deed was not for the purpose of antecedent debts, hence the sale deed executed on the same day of the marriage of a minor child was not considered to be a valid sale deed, and hence the sale deed was declared to be a void, and the whole alienation of the property was declared as void, and thus the plaintiff were declared not to bind by it. This was the so it is one of the best example for the instances of legal necessity where the legal necessity was opposed to where the legal necessity so claimed was opposed to the public policy, and hence the court declared it as null and void. This was all about the case of Dev Kishan versus Ram Kishan. Hope you like the video. Do like and share the video and comment.